All right, guys, we are live. Welcome to the live. We are live Friday night. I typically do the live stream at 4:35, but I wasn't able to get on during that time today. But I am on now, so hopefully, we get some people coming in. If not, you can always replay it. But in today's live stream, we're going to talk about I saw this report or this article, and I guess Bernie Sanders was getting interviewed, and I'm not for either political party. It's just the article that it came up, but it looks like he was talking to a reporter, and I guess the reporter was questioning him on his 32-hour work week proposal, and I'm not sure what it entails. I'm pretty sure he's basically saying people instead of because right now it's 40-hour work week, 40-hour work week, and yeah. So I'm sorry, somebody texted me. I was thrown off. So yeah, so right now we work the 40-hour work week, and I guess he's proposing the 32-hour work week, right? And I think if you're working a 9 to 5, I think the 40-hour work week is the 40-hour work week is good enough at that job, but I think people should always be putting hours in after you work, especially if you're trying to start up a business, especially if you're doing investing on the side. I don't think 40 hours is enough. But 32-hour work week. Yeah, honestly, no, I think she should be going up. But let's see what he's talking about. I have no idea what he's actually referring to. So let's just switch over the screen and see what this guy's talking about. All right, so it says Senator Bernie Sanders lashed out at Fox Business correspondent Hillary Valg on camera for asking about his proposed 32-hour work week, warning the reporter, "I can tell you as loud as you. I can yell as loud as you." Catching up with Sanders in the hall of Capitol Hill on Thursday, Valg attempted to ask Sanders a question, but the senator interrupted her several times. Her full question was intended to be Democrats want business to be taxed more, pay their workers more, low prices, and now pay their workers not to work. And how are businesses going to survive at all? Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think lowering the hours per week worked. Maybe increase the minimum wage because I'm not sure when's the last time they increased the minimum wage. The minimum wage, I think it's still 7.25 in Florida, but I know in other places it might be around $8 or something like that. And and then I know there's some companies that actually pay. I heard Chick-fil-A pays their like they start off at $13 or $14 an hour, I think. And then I think Publix too. I think Publix starts their employees around like 11 or 12. And again, I can't see like as far as like my expenses and stuff like that. I can't really see myself making that money and then keeping up with what I have to pay for. But I'm not sure how other people, you know, I mean, I guess the average rent right now, I think it's like 15 to 1600. So let's do the math real quick. Let's just do $10 an hour times 10, 400. So 400 times 4, $1,600, and then minus taxes. I mean, you're looking at maybe 1,300, 1,400 bucks, right? And this is working 40 hours a week. So if you cut this down to 32, I'm just not sure. I'm not sure if he's cutting it down to 32 hours a week and then they still get paid for like a 40-hour a week. I'm not sure what he's trying to propose, but or maybe he's just saying people should only like the labor laws are only 32 hours a week. But let's see. It says Sanders, who is chairman of the Senate Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions, and a self-described democrat, what is it? Described Democrat socialist, on Thursday led the committee in a hearing titled "Workers should benefit from the new technology, increase productivity, the need for a 32-hour work week with no loss in pay." Okay, so yeah, so he's trying to lower it 8 hours, and then also, have them get paid the same. So even if you're getting paid $10 an hour, you would almost be getting paid like in salary, right? Because if you're working 32 hours a week, but you're getting paid for 40, it's almost like you're getting paid a fixed amount for just working 32 hours. So, yeah, I think, yeah, I don't think this is good. I think people need to start, in my opinion, I always thought people were working too little of hours a week. Like my job, sometimes I'll do the 8 hours, but most of the time, you know, I wouldn't say most of the time, but I could pull a 10 to 12 hour day on any given day, especially when we're busy at work. It's busy season and things like that. So I think people should be working more. Again, my thing is people work their 40 hours a week, and then they get home and they don't do anything. So I do believe people should be working more than 40 hours a week. But anything, and this again, I'm speaking to the middle class and people that actually have a job. They should be working 40 hours a week, right, at your job. And then if you're gonna work more than that, obviously at your job, you should be compensated for that. And then two, if you're not working over 40 hours at your job, you should be doing something outside of that to create a second stream of income. That's just my opinion. But this 32 hours a week, I think it's just good. And Bernie Sanders, he likes to push it. I think, a few years ago, he was pushing for, just abolishing all debt or student loan debt. I mean, which would be good for students, but I think a lot of students go into college and they pick a major that it's not going to get them a good job after college. And then they leave with all this debt and they're not able to pay it. So I don't think for those people, we should, just be paying off the college. I think for people that pick a good major that, maybe like for doctors, right? You wipe out the college debt, or, like majors like that, where they're gonna have some impact. But I think for people that are just doing like communications, psychology, or whatever the case may be, I don't think you should be wiping out, because a lot of those people just go to college and they end up playing around. They don't end up doing anything, and they just party the whole 4 years that they're at college. So again, it's that was running off of what we're talking about, but I was just talking about how Bernie Sanders was fighting for that. So he has a record or a history of giving out free money and stuff like that. And I think in some cases that could be helpful, depending on who you give it to, right? But just to set the standard 32 hours a week and you get paid for 40, I'm not sure the net benefit of that, right? Maybe people that, maybe if you implemented something like this, maybe people have to go and work some volunteer, do some volunteer hours somewhere, or provide some type of benefit, right? I think the world works best when we're exchanging goods for other goods, right? Like you have something that I want, and I have something you want, and we see that it has equal value, and then we come together and we make an exchange, right? It's not just, okay, the welfare office where, everybody's just passing out money and nobody's really putting into the pot. And I think families could benefit from stuff like that where everybody's contributing to, maybe you have like a family fund where everybody contributes. And then maybe with that fund, you end up opening a business and everybody benefits, right? Everybody contributes, everybody benefits. But if you just have something where people are just receiving, but nobody's giving back, then the economy doesn't keep moving, right? So I don't really agree with that. But I do agree with, giving people benefits, but also asking them to do something for you, right? Not just giving it out for free. All right. In his opening remarks in a press release, he argued that this is not a radical idea, citing how France, the seventh largest economy in the world, has a 35-hour week and is considering to reduce it to 32. Okay, so I didn't know that. So France, and I thought somewhere in Europe, they have like, I think like an hour break each day. Look, like everybody just stops, like everything just closes. I'm not sure where that's at, but I heard about that somewhere. I'm not sure if it's France or somewhere in Europe. But it looks like they have a 35-hour work week and it's considered reducing it to 32, while the workers in Norway are about 37 hours. But I wonder, are they, are they reducing it and saying, okay, you you get a 35-hour work week, but you just get paid for those 35 hours that you work. That makes sense. If you want to reduce it to say, okay, people are burning out, people only want to work 35 hours a week, I think that's okay. But not paying people for time they didn't work, or maybe pay them a little bit more if you're going to cut the hours, right? Cut the hours required. But just giving out free money, I don't think that's the case. But I guess the lesson here that I want to point out, I think like most people don't work enough. I think people should be working more outside of their job. So whether it's a Friday night, whether it's a Saturday, a Sunday, you're putting time in to create that business, work on those investments, do your research, and get prepared for things like this upcoming bull market that we're going to see in stocks and equities. And then also in the crypto space, I see a big opportunity there. You have the whole AI revolution coming up. So there's going to be opportunity there. And yeah, I think people should be putting a lot more, at least 20 hours of your own to build your own dreams, specifically outside of work. Now, if you want to do it at your job, that's okay, but make sure you're getting paid for it. But yeah, I don't think people are working enough, right? And I think once you start putting time in for yourself, you're going to start to see your finances get a lot better. But yeah, that is the video today. Nothing else to talk about. And I'll see you guys Monday to talk about the markets, and hopefully we see something nice with the crypto space and the whole equities market. But take care. Bye.